a variety of role models, or other people who basically inspire me. There is Tesla. Probably most people don't know who he is in the first place. He was born in the 18th century, so he's a typical mad scientist. So he came up with what we know as today's air conditions and other, inventions as well. And there are a few other people, but people would know of, like certain, not celebrities, never really. Celebrities never really kind of inspire me to be a better person, but I prefer people like, I see my mother who inspires me, certain friends, everyday people tend to inspire me in a variety of ways. I think those are the best people who you can look up to. Parents, friends, true friends. Basically that's it.
We know you are excellent at preparing soaps, but do you like to cook?
Yes, I'm actually a very good cook. Basically, I'm not the typical person who just cooks because they follow a recipe. I tend to cook depending on what there is available at that time, and somehow I always come up with some really good stuff. But just like cooking, soap making is a bunch of chemicals. I mean, even though most people wouldn't see it as a science class or a science environment, all ingredients in the kitchen are basically chemicals. So I treat them as chemicals, and therefore when I smell certain things, certain ingredients, they make sense to me. And even though a lot of people, for example, wouldn't combine an ingredient with another, can't think of any at the moment, but I can kind of, I have an intuition about how this dish will turn out. And again, just the same thing as soap making or any other creams that I make. It's just the same thing. I use everyday products, everyday ingredients, like like milk and honey and purees of fruit and this sort of thing in my soaps as well. So it's almost like, literally, it's almost like cooking in a way. So yes, I'm a good cook.
Saint Augustine said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." What do you think about traveling?
I love traveling. It's something which I miss, because since I had my shop, my traveling has decreased substantially. Because obviously the responsibility of having a shop is more than most people would think. But yes, I mean, it's something which I have in my agenda. I already have plans on how to be able to travel the world and do what I love, what I love, and basically that's making soap and making this sort of thing. So there's more to come.
What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you?
Okay, I tend to get into very embarrassing situations most of the time, so I don't. The most embarrassing situation, well, probably I think it must have been very, nothing too extraordinary, but yeah, I went down the bus. That day I was wearing everything in white, trousers, top, and everything else. This happened like quite a few years ago, and as soon as at the time bus never really stopped, it just slowed down until you actually go down from it, and it continues to speed up then. but really, as soon as I stepped out of the bus, I fell face onto the floor, and my white trousers and top just ended up in grey. So, and then I had to go back home, change, and had to go back out again. So it was embarrassing because I had to obviously go to my house on foot, and it was like a 20-minute walk. and anyway, so not too great.
If you could be doing anything else professionally, what would it be?
Probably it's actually cooking. Yes, that's probably I'll be. I also love a lot TV. When I say I love TV, in the sense like I would love to have my program sometime. So yes, as you can see, I'm not too shy in front of a camera, but I'm very comfortable in front of a camera. But yes, probably it's a combination of both cooking and television.
The artisan beauty industry in Malta. Can we have your take on that?
Artisan beauty sector is basically does not exist in Malta in reality. The artisan, well, in reality, most people do not realize that in this case, in this type of job, it's not a matter of how well you make a bar of soap. It's actually realizing how much into detail this bar of soap has in it, in a way that we use certain ingredients, natural ingredients, mind you, that can actually have a reaction if not used properly onto the skin. So even though we produce natural products, a lot of people think that natural products would have no adverse effect. And in actual fact, certain natural products can cause severe damage, and if not used properly, well, it can actually cause harm. So it's not just a matter of creating a bar of soap, creating a cream, creating a lotion, creating makeup, creating whatever. To actually create these products, I had to have certain certifications, which included as a beauty therapist, skin specialist, aromatherapy, and as a herbalist as well. Apart from obviously getting my HND in design as well, but there is a lot of study behind each and every bar. So although it's becoming almost trendy for people to make their own soap at home, most people have to realize that these products they have more thought than they actually look like. It looks like a simple bar of soap, but in reality it's something which can do a lot of good, but if you actually create or put in the wrong ingredients, you can create a lot of damage as well. So the beauty industry in Malta, well, there isn't a huge industry in Malta, and the beauty sector. The artisan beauty is, well, it's a long way. We still have to learn a lot about artisanal products, especially for when people but also there is still the tendency to opt for big brands. So it's going to be very difficult to change that mentality and create products which are just as good as those brands, but obviously trying to target the local people as well. So slowly, getting there, slowly.